Welcome to LezPod. You are here, my friends, because you believe in the LGBT community and the importance of sharing our individual stories to help impact one another. Our goal with the show is to introduce you to people and ideas that are actually going to help you execute on your dreams while believing in yourself. My name is Alexandria Friedlander, and I'm here to introduce you to remarkable people who have helped shift the world we live in today. Today's guest is Jen Boronico, okay? A rock star in life to the max. Now, if you don't know who she is, she's actually the founder of Boca Tanning franchise. If you don't know what that is, get with the program because they're everywhere and they're awesome. And I'm tan.
You are so
Thank you so much.
Representing.
I love it. I feel really confident.
Yeah.
Thank you so
That's what
much.
it does.
So thanks to Jen, I had a really nice tan today. Not only does Jen, have an amazing franchise, but she's done quite a bit in her day. She's a musician. She's worked with Mike the Situation, had a reality TV show with him. Okay, that's a big deal. She is a former broadcast journalist who has done a lot, and I'm going to let her share exactly what she's done. Okay?
That sounds fair.
Yes, I like it.
I like it.
So, Jen, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here today.
I'm happy to be here.
Really
and I'm
appreciate
so
it.
happy you're so tan.
I know,
You're really representing the brand.
Thank you, man.
I got it.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, tell us, a little bit about what inspired you to want to be on this show to begin with.
Okay, so I have a passion for empowering women. It's something that, goes back to my childhood and watching, people in my life like my mom struggle and I said to myself, you know what, I'm never going to be in a situation where I can't take care of myself as a woman. I don't ever want to be dependent on anybody else. And what can I do to get myself in that position? Whether it be financial independence, mental health, whatever it is, I want to be good on my own. So I've made it a passion of mine, and even through my music, through my fight combat sports things, to help women and kind of like inspire them to move in that direction in life, so they can never have to be dependent on anyone else and always be good.
You hear that, ladies? Ladies and gentlemen and all people, that's the truth.
Yeah.
You control your reality, right?
That's right. And your podcast, that's exactly your whole intro. That's what you talk about,
Yes.
So that's what, really drew me to wanting to be on the show and kind of hopefully share some of that stuff with you and everybody else.
Awesome. Super excited about that. Well, thank you again. I really, it's really something beautiful to see when other women want to empower each other, and use their own stories and life experiences and share that vulnerability with others to help them not only relate, but hopefully do something about their lives.
Right.
That's huge.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about, who Jen is, what made you come up with the idea for Boca Tanning, the franchise? What inspired that? That's been open 20 years now, you just told me, which is
we're on
amazing.
Our 20th year. Yeah.
20 years,
Yeah.
that's huge.
It says a lot in South Florida because the longevity of brands in this area, it just doesn't happen. So yeah, we opened up in October of 2002. And at the time I had just graduated with a master's degree in business and I was looking for something to do. And I was married to a man, sorry.
I love the honesty though.
Don't hold it against me.
No, it makes it even more juicy. Don't stop. Let's go.
And he had owned a tanning salon up in New York. I didn't know much about the tanning industry, but we were looking for some type of business to get involved with so I could utilize my degree.
Right.
And we explored a bunch of different things and it just worked out that tanning was the way to go. I have to give him the credit. He had the idea of we were in the beginning, the first probably 10 years, we were open 24 hours a day.
Wow.
And that's why it was called a club. Because, you walk into any Boca Tanning club, and we're all over Florida. We've got stores in New York. We were in New Jersey with Mike the Situation. That's a whole story.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
really cool though.
Yeah, but you walk into any one of those stores and it's a real upbeat type, house music playing, and it's a whole vibe that we created. I mean, there was a niche that needed to be filled, especially in South Florida, where all the tanning salons, like I never like to disrespect or speak bad about anyone or any business, but there was a real market that needed to be put in place for an upscale, higher end. So what we did was we were off the charts, a concept store. Nobody had ever done what we did. Everybody thought we were crazy because we put all these like super beds, everybody did the low levels, and then you know the game, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, I know crazies win at life,
That's
right?
it.
And you're winning.
That's it. So we did this 24 hours, all super beds, and we had one little store, and all of a sudden, it just blew up. So it just started with one store, just something for me to do, and then everybody kept coming up to me. My ex-husband kind of stepped out of the business and left me the business, and everybody kept coming up to me. Well, he actually was involved in franchising.
Okay.
And they were saying, hey, I want to open up a Boca Tanning club where I live. You guys are killing it. I want to do this too. And long story short, we ended up opening almost every exit off 95 had a Boca Tanning club at one point.
Wow.
Yeah, and 20 years later, a lot of the people that bought the franchises from me retired or whatever, but there's still a bunch left. You can find us everywhere.
Yeah, no, you're everywhere. I think you even have one in Orlando.
Not Orlando. No, but we're in Jersey, New York, Texas,
everywhere,
and Florida. Florida's the big thing, though. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you,
dude. Thank you for creating and
yeah.
sharing your gift with the world. That's what's really cool about it.
And the interesting thing is, this spray tan on you.
Yeah.
You even said that it makes you feel more confident.
It does. I feel like a real Hispanic woman today. Usually I look a little Caucasian.
My job is done then.
Yes. I feel like the Nicaraguan Jew I really am meant to be. But
it all kind of ties back with the empowerment, right? Because when you have a tan, you feel better about yourself.
Yes.
And you walk taller, and you maybe are better in that meeting that you're about to go into, or if you're single and you're dating, you feel more confident to walk up to somebody because you got a little bit more game,
True.
And so I feel like I've helped, literally, we've had millions of people through our doors. Well, maybe not millions.
I mean, it's been 20 years.
Maybe millions.
Maybe. I wouldn't discount it.
We had 23 stores at one time, maybe millions. At least hundreds of thousands that I can take pride that I got them all tanned up.
That's pretty cool.
Safely.
That's
Because our
cool.
big thing is safe tanning. We want to make sure everybody does it the right way so we don't have any risks of problems down the road. And all my employees are trained so we never burn anyone. I should never say never, but
right. That's the goal.
That's
right.
the goal. Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So in addition to having your Boca Tanning franchise, what is Jen's day-to-day life? Give me a day in the life of what you do. You wake up in the morning, your routine.
Oh my God, it's too much, honestly. Like my poor fiance. I hustle like I'm a beast. I'm probably too much, and at some point I need to slow it down, but I'm up before 7 a.m. while everybody's sleeping in the house, and I work out in my backyard.
We can see. Did you see those guns? Show them, Jen. Show them those guns. There we go.
They used to be way bigger.
That's
like
big.
up to there, maybe.
That's pretty big.
But I work out pretty much every day, and then it's off to work, and all day at work, it's just my phone never stops ringing with problems. And, all day long it's one issue. I won't call it a problem. It's one issue after another. Right before we went on air, a dryer at one of my stores blew up, right? So it's always something. And the only way I kind of get through that is this is something that I can share that has helped me so much. And a lot of my employees or managers that work for me, I've told them this, and it really helps, okay?
Yeah, what's that?
Every day as these problems come across, right? You do the best you can do and move on to the next one. And how I equate it is pretend like you're playing baseball and you're a batter. And here comes the first pitch, your dryer blew up. Swing, And sometimes I'm gonna knock it over the fence, and sometimes I'm gonna strike out, but I'm gonna deal with it, and it's on to the next issue. And I'm just solving problems and swinging that bat all day long. And that philosophy, you know, it would be very easy to just say, oh my God, I can't take it anymore.
Right.
And that has happened. My fiance will attest.
Yes.
Once or twice. But
just to clarify, her fiance is actually helping us this evening with some production needs. So thank you so much, dear fiance. We appreciate you.
That's Jen.
Yes, Jen. She's
Yes.
awesome.
Yes. We
We
just got engaged.
And how long ago? Congratulations,
Thank
by
you.
the way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How long ago did you get engaged?
And so our first date was March 25th.
Okay.
And so I didn't have to use more brain cells to remember dates. I proposed to her on March 25th, 3 years later.
Aww.
And then we're getting married March 25th.
Nice.
Next year.
That's
March
awesome.
26th. Yeah.
That is so nice.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
I'm really
you.
glad you found love.
I looked high and low
Yeah.
for a long time.
Well, that's awesome.
Yes, thank you.
So tell us, again, keep going with your day-to-day.
Okay.
So you're constantly busy, you're on the phone all the time, issues occur, and you choose to walk through the fear
Yeah.
at the end of the day, which I think is really fucking admirable, you know? Like, you walk through the situations and you keep going as opposed to just standing still,
Yeah.
which most people, and I can even be guilty of that sometimes, where I get so overwhelmed, so anxious, that I just like, I can't fucking move.
Yeah, I hear you.
I get like physically paralyzed, but it's because of my mental, space and where I'm at, that I just choose to isolate or not do anything, and then I just feel 20 times worse
Right.
when I actually go to do something, because you can't get time back.
You cannot. That's
You know?
right. Yeah.
So aside from, handling all that stuff, what else do you do throughout the day?
So other than owning the franchise, I also own a bunch of my own tanning salons, the Boca Tannings. I actually have been working in the stores because nobody wants to work anymore.
Where are you at?
Where you at?
Where are you at? Let's go!
I'm hiring. I am hiring.
Ladies, let's
I'll
go.
get our website after, yeah. And so I'm actually working in the stores, and that's cool because I got my finger on the pulse and I can talk to customers and make sure everything's running well and whatever. And then I started a side hustle, which I was supposed to employ other people to do it, and it hasn't worked out. So I am actually out there doing it so I can get it kicked off. It's Boca Tanning Mobile Spray Tanning.
Woo-hoo!
What?
Damn! I see
come
what you just got.
To your house.
Gift. That's pretty badass.
I come to your house with a tent, pops up, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. 10 minutes, I'm in and out the door, and you're tan and gorgeous for a week. Babe,
Wow.
can you hand me my present I have for Alex?
That's awesome.
And this is a perfect time to give you a present.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I'm actually very taken aback.
Yes, okay, because I know you love spray tanning.
I do.
This is a brand new product. It just came
Ooh.
out, it's organic, and you can actually spray yourself now.
No way.
You don't even have to go to the store, you don't have me to come, whatever. It's a touch-up, but you could literally do your entire body too. And all you
Wow.
do is you shake it up, spray, and gorgeous, boom.
Is it like a spray or like a mousse?
It's a spray.
It's a
Stand in the
spray.
shower, put a hair cap on, boom, 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 and you're tan.
Amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And is this yours?
No, I don't. I did have a spray tan in a can product
Right.
with Mike the Situation.
Oh, tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about that. And tell me a little bit about your relationship and what happened and, how the show was, how you guys came up with the concept, all
Okay.
that stuff.
So, Jersey Shore was filming in South Beach, and I had a store there. And Snooki and JWoww came into the store, and they were tanning there often. I gave them some blinged out, it was popular back then, the blinged out Boca Tanning shirts.
Right.
And they were wearing the shirts one day as they walked out of the store on the show. And all of a sudden, our numbers on the web went boom through the roof. And my web guy's like, what the hell just happened? Our website's blowing up, right? And I said, oh my God, these kids wore these shirts. I never really watched Jersey Shore. I didn't know.
Right.
And then a few episodes later, the kid Vinny and Pauly D spray tan right? And again, boom, it went through the roof. And so I said, I gotta get in bed with one of these guys, not literally. It would be one of the girls. No, not even that.
Never mind, not anymore.
Not anymore. Anyway, but I said, I gotta get in business with one of these guys. And lo and behold, one of my other side jobs is side passion, I'll call it, not really a job, but I was a on-air TV commentator and fight an analyst for on Fox Sports.
That's
anyway,
so cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. And one of the producers, long story short, knew Mike the situation, set up a meeting. I asked him if he wanted to be involved. He wanted a whole bunch of money, and he was blowing up at the time.
Yeah.
He named Boca Tanning the official T in GTL. It was pretty sweet.
That is awesome.
Instead of giving him a whole bunch of money, I said, you know what? I'll make you a partner in all my business endeavors.
Wow.
And that's what I did, right? At the time, it seemed like the right thing to do, and not a 50% partner. Not a 50% partner. But anyway, I gave him a piece of my business.
Right.
And he helped me blow it up, and one of the things we did is we did our own brand of a spray tan in a can, and it had him with his abs showing and all that.
Yeah.
And right after that huge investment, TMZ broke the story that he went to rehab.
Yeah.
And all the orders that were about to go out, everybody canceled their orders, and I got stuck with freaking thousands of cans of Mike the Situation spray tan in a can. And then he came out of rehab, got his act together, and opened up his own Boca Tanning clubs. And they had their own spin-off show, Mike the Situation, Mike Sorrentino and his brothers had their own show. It was called The Sorrentinos.
Okay.
And the whole thing was about them opening up and running a Boca Tanning. And I mean, it was fantastic for my brand.
I can imagine.
Because so many people saw that show. Mike talked about it a lot. He was on Jay Leno talking about, or was it Jay Leno? I think it was that far back. No, it couldn't be Jay Leno.
Jay Leno's awesome.
Yeah. Whoever it was.
Legend.
He was on a huge Tonight Show kind of thing.
Right.
And he talked about Boca Tanning. And it was, if you bought a Boca Tanning Club franchise from me, you were very happy. Because our name was everywhere. Like Yahoo picked up the story. We had so much press. It was great until it wasn't great because then he got indicted. And I'm not saying anything that people don't already know.
Right.
And it got ugly. And but it was good while it lasted.
Yeah. I mean, what an experience. And at the end of the day, I mean, life is just about having different experiences, right?
Right.
And if we come across somebody that can add value to our brand, why not take a chance?
Yeah.
One life, right?
Yeah. And I have nothing bad to say about him and his family. It was just bad timing. I think if he was involved with us now, he's really turned his life around, and it would probably be a whole different situation. I had to do it.
I love it.
Anyway, so my dad, when I was like a little baby, had a record deal with MGM Records. He was a singer-songwriter. We lived in Hollywood, California for a minute. And he taught me how to play guitar when I was probably 12 years old. But I really was passionate, and I played and I learned and all that, but I was passionate about singing.
Yeah.
And my first band in high school, I was the singer, and then I kind of blew out my voice, blah, 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 and I really focused on guitar. So now I do sing a little bit. I love to rap.
Oh yeah? I fucking love to rap. I'm horrible.
Let's go right now.
Dude, I'm so bad though.
Right now.
All right, let me see. I'm so bad. I don't even know how to start. I created a podcast. Makes me want to get into the... see, I'm bad. I can't even get off. But I like it. I used to do it a little bit more. Rap for me.
I'm a pimp. And you can check my stats. You see I roll in the Fleetwood, that's how I mac. I rock all the tracks so the world knows I love all the girls, smack all the hoes. Show love to those who come real with it. Life's a bitch, but I deal with it. I'm in it to win it like I's a man, and I can drink about 15 Heinekens. I'm not born again, but if I was, I'd ask to come back with a little more love. I'm puffing a Winston and drinking a 4-0. My name's Jen, I just let you know. Ow! Damn! My fiance's like, yeah, I just do that.
That is fucking awesome. I just made my night. That just made my night. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But
So you play lead
I
guitar in the
play
band,
guitar,
right?
and the band has been around for, like, the same band, we've been around for almost a decade. I can't even believe
Wow.
it. So we have a girl singer and a guy singer, and then me, but I play guitar and I sing a little. But the girl singer's Naughty Natalia, who was famous from 93 Rock, and then she was also on a EDM radio station.
Cool.
Yeah, and the guy singer is in a national act that tours around too, and he's not playing with us. He's amazing. His name's Trip Six. My drummer is a lesbian. My best friend, Elisa Seda. You guys might know her, and she's freaking badass. And yeah, so anyway, they're like family to me, and we just have such a good time playing. But for me, it's just I get so much out of it, like the passion just runs through me, and then to be able to share that on stage is a wonderful thing.
Yeah. Can imagine.
I think the most rewarding thing in all the years I've been doing it is I have young girls come up to me and say, I just wanted to let you know that I started playing the guitar because of you, and I've been playing, and oh my God, that's just amazing, you know?
Yeah, that's inspiring.
It is.
You're changing lives.
I love it, yeah.
With everything you do, you're changing lives. So make sure you're aware of that, because that's a big fucking deal. That's what I want. You know, I want people to be on this show that are gonna help inspire other people to get up and do something outside of their comfort zone that might change their life. You know?
Yeah.
You didn't know that, like, you know, through creating this tanning brand, you might meet somebody like Mike the Situation who might increase your brand visibility and then, you know, open up doors for you that you would have never known because you took a chance, you took a risk.
Yes.
So in addition to being a musician, being an entrepreneur, what else are you passionate about?
Fighting.
Yeah? Tell me more.
Kicking people's ass. No, I'm kidding. Competitively.
Yeah.
I was really involved in that sport for a long time. I was, at one time, I was on every MMA show as the commentator in Florida. I was like the voice of MMA. And then I worked for Don King, doing interviews, like B-roll stuff. And I unfortunately, whatever, things play out the way they play out. But I kind of blew my shot with, because I know the president of the UFC, Dana White, and I could have potentially gotten to work for them. And but I have a daughter, and it would have been a hell of a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
And so I stuck with the band thing, and I kind of gave up. But I was a contender. I almost made it. But I love that sport, and I competed. I did boxing, Golden Gloves, and I did grappling, jiu-jitsu, and it was just a huge part of my life.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So do you actively do classes, or how do you get that fix?
I don't. I got some injuries in my last fight. My foot is broke up, tore up from the floor up.
Oh man.
I had a foot stomp, boom, smashed my foot.
Yeah.
So you'll never see me in anything other than sneakers. Unfortunately, I have a metal plate in my shoe, and I broke every finger, but I still play guitar, which is, I don't even know how to do it.
She's a badass.
The way I get my fix is I watch it on TV, and we turn the volume down, and I commentate the fights for all my friends.
That's awesome.
And they'll all testify.
I love that.
Everything I say a second later, the commentator says it. So I was like an encyclopedia for that sport.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's special. I like that.
Yeah, and I think that's part of empowering women too. Like the sport I was doing, and when I competed, I was actually in Florida. I was a 3-time champion in this sport called grappling, jiu-jitsu. I competed in a thing called Naga. And I think that's super empowering for women. It's a sport that small women can do to protect yourself, you know. It's made for women to be able to protect yourself. Like, what are you going to do when a drunk guy starts grabbing all over you and all that? How do you handle yourself, you know?
Yeah.
So my whole thing is anything that's going to make me walk taller, be prouder of myself, whether it be my ability to, for self-defense, my playing guitar, everything I do translates to just making me feel confident, which helps me in all aspects of my life, like with my friends, being more caring and loving, and when you feel good about yourself, it's easy to feel good towards others. If you feel like shit about yourself, it's easy to take it out on everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and it takes work, right? It takes work to be kind to yourself and do the right thing and be good to yourself so that you can eventually be good to others.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And of all the things that we talked about, like the fight stuff and the business and all that, if you ask anybody who knows me what I'm known for, they'll all tell you one thing: my heart.
Yeah.
I'm a good motherfucker. No, I shouldn't say that.
I love that word. It's one of my favorite words, motherfucker.
I'm a good person.
Yeah.
And I love my people so much. I love my friends. I love my family so much. And I'm your phone call. If you go to jail, everybody knows I'm solid as a rock. I'm your phone call.
And her phone number is?
No! But I'm there for everyone.
That's amazing.
You know, and
That's
everyone
amazing.
knows it. And and that's more important than anything else.
Yeah. No, I agree. Having a big heart and being able to utilize it is super important.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. So you have a 15-year-old daughter?
17.
17?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
What's that been like? How's it been being a mom?
Oh man, so she went through a rough patch, probably right around 15 years old. She was acting out and everything. And this is as true of a story as I can get. I'm not exaggerating at all. My fiance, we call her Jen, she came into my life and she actually moved in with us.
Right.
You know, like a year and a half later, whatever it was. And that is what turned my daughter's life around. And this is a true story. My daughter will actually tell you that the influence of someone so sweet around her all the time, and she said, how could I be anything but sweet when this person is so sweet to me? And it really made such a huge impact in her life. Now she gets like straight A's, she doesn't get in trouble. I mean, a whole turnaround, and I owe it all to my beautiful fiance, really. I mean, it was a big game changer.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so she's great now. She's my employee at two of my Boca Tanning clubs.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
She's loving it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but she goes to college. I got one more year. Yeah, that's breaking my
One
heart.
more year and then she's taking over the business, huh?
No, then she goes to college and she's out. Adios amigos.
Yeah?
Yeah, so that sucks.
That does suck. But you'll get to enjoy that, you know, that, not freedom per se, but, you know, having that house to yourself and to your fiance, you know? You guys can explore, you can do different stuff, you can sleep all over the house, you know, how you want to sleep, whatever.
I think I know what she's trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, but I get it. If I had a kid and they were leaving me after 18 years of me taking care of them, and teaching them and guiding them, I'm sure I'd feel a little bit of, you know, sadness.
Yeah, I was single for a long time and it was just her and I. Her dad's still in her life, but you know, he was not in the picture for a long time.
Right.
So yeah, it's gonna be a big adjustment, but yeah.
Well, kudos to her for you know, getting into college and moving forward.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Thank you.
Anything you want to share with the guests, you know, with the audience about, you know, what you kind of want to see more in the LGBT community? What do you wish that people would do more or contribute in some way or treat people a certain way? You know, I can only speak from personal experience, but like when I was at Pride, and truthfully I'm very embarrassed to admit this, but when I was at Pride, I was publicly humiliated by somebody at the last bar that I went to, which everyone was there at that bar. I can't remember the name of it, but it doesn't matter, it's not relevant. And you know, I tried to go up to somebody who I had a struggle with last year and try to approach them as an adult. And you know, it's been a year. I've apologized. I made amends. I definitely fucked up. It was my mistake. I will own it. And you know, I was publicly humiliated, and it really sucked. Instead of, you know, what I was hoping would happen would be like us bumping fists, moving forward. We don't have to be friends, but at least let's be adults and whatnot. But rather, I was kind of teased and laughed at by a bunch of adult women. And it made me feel like shit.
Wow.
And it kind of fucked up my self-confidence for a little bit. And truthfully, I didn't want to do tonight's show. I wasn't feeling my confidence self. But you know what? As you do and as you say, you have to keep moving forward, push forward.
The best thing you can do is keep it moving. Don't sit there and dwell on things. Just, you know what? And that would be my message, would be, don't let, it's easier said than done, but don't think too much, And I think, I don't know, I'm so busy all the time, from the moment I wake up to the moment I put my head on the pillow. I'm going, and it makes it so I don't stop and overanalyze and think about things.
Same here, yeah.
But if I was with you, I would have knocked somebody out. You would have at least a little chill.
You were there, but you were on the other side. But like, so for instance, so what I want to see, like, even though I was a part of something like that, I don't want to see that shit. Like, I want to see people in the community, especially in the small lesbian community, if we want to narrow it down to that, being kind to each other, being there for one another, being sympathetic, compassionate, and empathetic toward all different situations and ways of life, and know that, like, we're not that different. We really aren't. Just because we choose to have a different pattern or day-to-day structure doesn't mean that somebody who does a different career or has different mindsets isn't going to be able to relate to us.
Right.
So what's something that you want to see more in the community?
I think as far as, seeing in the community, I think we're headed in the right direction with the awareness of people. I mean, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination in some parts of this country, and forget other countries, but some parts of this country are a lot more backwards than other parts, and I think that we're lucky to live in an area that is so accepting. But yes. I can tell you, I have no hesitation of telling anyone in the world that I'm gay. And if you asked me that 5 years ago, I might not have answered that way, to be truthful. I was like, I'm the president of this franchise, and what are people going to think? And maybe they won't buy a franchise from me. Maybe they won't, blah, blah, blah. And I was self-image concerned about that because it wasn't accepted. And now it's so accepted, and it's almost like my take on it is anybody who gives me shit for being gay, I say to them, have you been living under a rock? It's actually, and this is silly, but talking to my daughter and the kids at school, and even kids, that's high school, but even kids in middle school, they're so accepting of it now. It's like, what do you mean? It's not a big deal. It's right. Just not a big deal anymore.
Thank God.
Yeah.
You're too funny. All right, so what would you say is the legacy that you'd like to leave behind?
That's a great question.
As an individual.
That's a great question. And it's a little bit morbid.
You mean the response?
My response is morbid.
The question is morbid.
My response to that question is morbid because I probably think about it more than I should. But I do often think about what impact I've made on people, and sometimes, and this is probably weird, but I think my fiance knows what I'm going to say because I talk about it too often. What are people going to say at my funeral? When everybody's gathered around, mm-hmm. What's everybody going to say? Like, how many people have I impacted their lives positively, and how many people have I inspired? And how many people, at my birthday party, my girl put a beautiful birthday party together for me, and everybody grabbed the mic and talked about things. And to me, that was my legacy of the impact I've had because of what I've done for people in different ways. That's one part of it. The other part of it is I built this brand, Boca Tanning, and hopefully, long after I'm gone, it'll still be around. And I think that's something where I can be really proud of it, It's not too often that like I said, you see a company with that kind of longevity, 20 years in South Florida. It's ridiculous.
That's a big, big deal.
Yeah. And by the way, we're the official tanning salon for the Dolphins cheerleaders.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome. High five.
I get to spray.
High five for that.
That's spray them sometimes.
Oh my God. I will. I think I need to apply.
The phone number just went crazy now. Everybody's like,
yes,
oh,
give me
all
her
the lesbians are like, yes.
What is her number?
855 Boca Tanning. Anyway, but yeah, I think that would be the legacy, just the brand, the business that I built, and the hustle that I put into that, and and I think sometimes I have to stop and say, shit, you only get so much time on this earth, and I tell myself carpe diem and don't work so freaking hard, but the hustle is in my blood. So hopefully that longevity of my brand stays and how I've left an impact on people's hearts.
That's incredible. I love that.
Am I good?
Fuck yeah, that was good. That was great. That was great. Well, before that camera shuts off again, I just want to thank you so much for being on the show.
My pleasure.
You did extraordinary. You are really giving back to the community in I think so many ways. And it's been a pleasure to have you on here.
I've got more plugs though.
I bet. I bet you
I
do.
I'm the consummate marketer, right? Okay, first plug, if you want a free tan, spray tan or tan, whatever you want, go into one of my Boca Tanning clubs and say you saw this podcast, you hear?
Yes.
And I'll hook it up. Say you saw Jen on the podcast.
And leave a comment when you watch it on YouTube.
Yeah. And then the second thing is my band is called Pandia, Pandia, and you can check us out on Instagram, Facebook's Pandia Music, and come to some of the shows, man. I swear to you, it is not just people sitting there performing music. It's a freaking electric, sexy show.
Awesome.
And it's a hell of a lot of fun. We're playing tomorrow night at a new place, and I want to pack the shit out of this place. So if you're around in Deerfield, we're playing at Tailgaters.
Woo!
Yeah.
Let's go.
And that's and then we play once a month at Holy Mackerel.
Yeah, I heard that's the place to go.
It's a cool spot, man.
Yeah.
It's a cool spot. We're there once a month. Check us out, and those are my plugs.
That's awesome. Be sure to check her out. I'm excited to check her out. She's a winner.
Oh yeah, you can go to jenboronico.com if you want to see my fight stuff too.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll put that on the.
It's not important though. Boca Tanning
everything she does is important.
BocaTanningClub.com is more important than Pandia music.
Well, thank you again for being on the show. You're awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, you're gonna hug.
Oh, yes.
All